Okay, let's try again. So I just had my alarm go off, which seems to happen a fair bit when I'm recording videos. I don't know why, but I need to get onto that. So I was just recording to say I'm so close to 16 weeks pregnant. I will be 16 weeks this upcoming Monday. And it's fabulous. I definitely feel a lot more like I'm getting back to who I used to be, the things that I used to do. No, I'm not recording videos that, you know, are going to be full on and exquisite editing, but I think you guys already know that it has been a little bit of a struggle for me to do that, and I'm not trying to make excuses for myself. It's just that my self-care is very important at the moment. But as you can see, I'm still able to record videos just like these ones, which means I just upload them as they are, raw and real. So Greg and I are currently on our way to have some breakfast, and then we will be going to my guitar class. And Greg has just gotten into the car, and as you can tell, it's very cold this end. It's looking at the degrees Celsius, because we're in Australia. It's 9 degrees on the dashboard, but Greg seems to think it's -2. Then that. Less 2, that's what I'm trying to say. So it's actually 7 degrees right now. It is a little frosty, therefore he's wearing a hoodie and everything and a beanie. And silly me forgot to bring a beanie. But anyway, you guys have a fabulous rest of the day, and we plan to do the same. We've had, you know, a couple of interesting chats about our baby. Our baby definitely is a little demanding when it comes to food. So when he's hungry, I've got to eat. So we did wake up probably about 6 o'clock this morning, because that's when I was woken up to eat. And we had some raisin toast, but it seems like every 2 hours I am having to put something in my mouth and have a snack. But I'm just very thankful that I am currently in the second trimester, and I am definitely feeling so much better about my body, myself. And what I meant to mention to you guys the other day is that I saw my midwife. She came over to my house. This is Australia, by the way, so I don't know specifically what it's like in other countries when you do have a midwife. I've heard things from other people, but I really like the system in Australia because we can have someone actually come to our house to check on us before and after the labour, or the birth, whatever you want to call it. And the thing is, for me, being 27 years old, it seems like they really do encourage a natural birth. So everything that I can do, I have a list of things to help me to have a natural birth, because my body can handle it. I'm young enough to have the baby and not need any extra assistance. So they give you a 24-hour period to stay in the hospital after all goes well, and then afterwards the midwife comes over to the house to see how you're doing with your newborn baby, because believe it or not, babies are demanding. I have learnt that myself, not just because I'm preparing for it, but it's true. Just even my body having these impulses, I definitely believe that babies do not care what you think, and if they want something, they want it now, and they cannot wait for it. So that's something for us to look forward to when we have our own little baby. What else was I going to say? And so my midwife, she works on Mondays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. When I got to see her, it was a Monday. She works with someone else, you know, partners with another midwife. But what I was very fortunate about is that I didn't have to wait for 16 weeks to find out if I would get a spot at the birth centre. I'm trying to think how the best way to describe a birth centre is what would you say? will, I think it's an area where they focus on everything going well with your baby, having a midwife that is so-called continuity, and so they're there for you, well, pretty much from the day they meet you to after you had the baby. And when I say they're there for you, I mean every step of the way. If you need to call them, you can, or you can message them. I've got my midwife's number, so anything I need to talk to her about, she's there for me. But I got the call 12 weeks, when I was 12 weeks pregnant, not 16. So, and then they told me that I had a spot. So I was very grateful to hear that, because I'd been told that a lot of women ask for the continuity, excuse me, sorry, it must be the banana, for the continuity midwives, and they don't always get the spot. It seems like it's very yeah, what, can you say that again? Like, you just don't know if you're gonna get it. It's not I just don't know why. It must be baby brain or something. It's not set, do you know what I mean? So if you don't know if you're going to get the spot, then you have to go for a plan B, and that's usually what they ask you to choose. And I did, which was a routine midwife. It just means that if I'd had the routine one spot, then sorry?
I said you get whoever on the day.
Then I get whoever on the day. I don't have a midwife that follows through, and I have now, so I'm very happy about that. And I know there's a very long-winded conversation. A lot of you guys don't follow my channel because of pregnancy, but for those of you who do, I'm sure this is very interesting for you to find out. And I just want to let you know that my pregnancy is very positive, so hopefully I can inspire those of you who are going to consider becoming pregnant one day, or are already pregnant, to know that things do actually work out. As my midwife was saying, sometimes the loudest voices are the ones who are heard, and their stories of pregnancy are probably the worst, and they really freak people out, whereas the ones who are very quiet about it probably don't even speak much about their story. It's because their story was quite positive. I don't consider myself to be a loud voice, but I definitely want to let you guys know that pregnancy is such a positive step, and sometimes you start off with feelings of something different changing in your life. As you know, this is my first pregnancy, so when it first happened, I had a lot of mixture of emotions. I talked to my life coach because I couldn't really understand why I was feeling the way I was feeling, but it's quite natural as a first-time mum. You may get this feeling that I had, you may be able to relate, and it was a feeling of loss, because you know, I'm now holding onto another human being. It's not just about me anymore, and I've come to an acceptance of that. And when you do, which doesn't always come easy, so don't think it's something that will, you know, happen overnight, but when you come to an acceptance that you may not be the same as you were before you were pregnant, you can see a lot of great things ahead, and still some wonderful adventures. And some of you guys already know as well, in my last video I mentioned I am starting a music course in the next week basically, and then I had an audition and I passed that to get into the second part of that course, doing it until the baby arrives in December. And that's still something that I can do, you know, knowing that I am pregnant, and I still have something stable that I love to be involved in, and still have a life, and not think to myself, oh, now that I'm pregnant, I don't know what to do with myself, or I feel like everything revolves around the baby. It doesn't. It still revolves around who I am, and you should know that too, if or as you are a pregnant person. So we are heading over to Western. It's a little bit rainy this end. Hopefully you guys are experiencing summer vibes. I am so looking forward to summer. I don't think I've wanted it as much as I want it right now, but I'm also accepting that we are currently in winter mode, and I think now that I'm in the second trimester of pregnancy, it's a lot easier to accept winter is here. When I was in the first trimester, winter just seemed to spoil everything. Everything was just upsetting me. The cold would make me nauseous. I'd throw up knowing that it was cold all the time. Not fun. But I'm not like that anymore. I've moved on. Anyway, I am going to... Bless you. I'm going to let you guys have a great rest of the day. Feel free to message me. I know some of you still do, and I am so blessed by that, because I don't want you to think that I've neglected you or I don't care about this channel, because I really do. I think it's just a case of the pregnancy startled me. I was planning pregnancy, obviously. I knew I wanted to be pregnant, but it startled me to the point where I didn't really know how I was going to manage my channel and you know, love my body and care for it. I will say that I think I've done so much better than a lot of other pregnant women. Not trying to compare myself here, but I am just letting you know that I don't feel sorry for myself. I think I'm doing really well, and I've heard some family members and friends say that they're going through a hard time with pregnancy, always throwing up, and have decided so much that after the child that they're having now, they're not going to have anymore. It's just too hard work. But you know, I'll keep you in the loop whether or not I do consider having another child, so maybe that's a hint for you guys. At the moment, I'm doing really well with this one. I will see you guys soon. Have a great day. Love you all. Bye.